Hello and welcome to Morehouse's Math Menagerie, where outliers are always welcome. Today, we're going to continue our discussion of sampling distributions for a proportion. Over the last couple of videos, we have talked about the scenario regarding in-state college attendance by Timberline graduates. You will recall that of the students that attend college after graduation from Timberline, 67% or 0.67 as a proportion attend college in the state of Idaho. Now, we have been taking samples of size 40 and looking at the p-hats or sample proportions that come from those samples. So again, let's generate about 1,500 samples. So as we discussed in the previous videos, after about 1,500 samples, we can see that all these p-hats, all these sample proportions, are taking on an approximately normal distribution. That's because this scenario meets the condition that allows this to be normal. If you don't recall that condition, please refer to the previous video. Now, one thing you'll notice here is that this simulator, here we've taken 1,500 p-hats. Each one of these p-hats here represents a sample of size 40. This simulator has averaged all the p-hats together. So if you look down here at the bottom, we have this little arrow thing, and it's looking at the average. And you'll notice that the mean of our p-hats here, the mean of our p-hats is equal to 0.669. And that is very, very close to the population proportion. As we would suspect, and I mentioned before, these sample proportions are centered around the population proportion. So if we average them all together, we should get the same value as the population proportion. Here we're very close. If we continue to take more and more samples, we would get exactly 0.67. Now, to demonstrate this in a different context, what if we decide to take a different sample size? Let's say we did samples of size 200 instead of samples of size 40. Would that change that the mean of the p-hats was equal to that population proportion? Well, let's check it out. So here's 1,000 samples, 2,000 samples. You can see here again, we get an approximately normal distribution, not perfect, but approximately normal. And you'll notice that down here, the mean of all my p-hats, so the mean of my sample proportions, is equal to 0.67, which is exactly the population proportion. So changing the sample size did not change where that center of this distribution lay. And we would find, as if we continue to investigate various scenarios of different proportions and sample sizes, that this rule holds true for all scenarios. The mean of all of my p-hats, the mean of my p-hats is going to be equal to the population proportion if I find the entire sampling distribution. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you for joining us, and have a great day.